Well, sum up, if you will, the first 5 games of the season for Torquay.
Well, it hasn't been a great start for us, although I was pleased with the first 2 games where we picked up 4 points. We have chopped and changed the team, had a lot of new players come to the club, and I feel now that we're getting somewhere near the balance that we need. The performance on Monday was very good, although the luck wasn't with us on Monday, and we lost the game. It's important we get back to winning ways tonight.
The performance against Ebbsfleet, I know you were particularly disappointed with. Has there been a change? Have you sensed a change amongst the players since that defeat?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, that was poor. I said that on the night. We weren't great that night at all, and we won't lie. But we're 14 months into a rebuilding process at this football club. That's for sure. Not that we're going to hide behind that, but that's the facts of it. And there's no quick fix. We know tonight if we get a win, people will start talking positive about us, and it's my job and the players' job to make that happen tonight.
Do you feel like you've got the support of the board?
I hope so, yeah. I certainly haven't been called in yet. I'm not tempting fate, but no, I don't know. You know, it's my job to get a team out on the field that's going to compete, and we have assembled a really good squad.
I know the fans were really disappointed after the Ebbsfleet game, a few getting on your back.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel you're not the sort of manager, I'm assuming, who would walk away?
No, I'm not going to walk away. Like I said before, you know, I've come into this football club with a job to do. I feel that a part of it has been done, where we've made the club very professional. We've assembled 2 good squads, one last year, one this year, which brought a lot of money to the club. But anyone that's come out of the league into the blue square understands that it's not easy. It's not an easy division to get out of. And if we get frustrated when we lose a few games and we make too big of it, then that's not going to be healthy for any of us. We mustn't take ourselves too seriously. We mustn't think we're better than what we are. And there's no chance of me walking away, never in a million years.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, you join us here in the tunnel at Plainmoor. We're outside the Torquay dressing room. Lots of loud music coming out of that. I'm with the York manager, Colin Walker. Colin, it's a long way down south, Torquay, from York, and I know you came down yesterday to have a little bit of preparation time ahead of the game, and I know you also very kindly let us film some of your preparations earlier on today at the hotel. Talk us through why you decided to spend a couple of days down here.
Well, we played Monday, obviously we double bank it, and then we had Tuesday off. Wednesday we trained in the morning and travelled down nice and easy, no pressure to get here. And on Wednesday night we had dinner here, nice and relaxed, and then we trained. We're just getting onto the bus here. We're going to training this morning. It wasn't really a training session, it was just to get them out of the hotel, have a little run around, and just to get away from the hotel. We had an hour in Newton Abbot, had a bit of lunch, laid in bed, and then here we are ready to go for action. And even after the game we're going to stay down, because I didn't want to get the players back at 4:45 this morning. In the morning we can stay in bed, relax, leave at 9 in the morning, get home for 3, and then we can plan for the next game next Tuesday.
Sounds like a nice holiday being part of the York team. Let's talk about the season. Let's get down to business though, because you started very well with the 2 victories, and then you've stuttered a little bit with these 3 draws, Colin. What's been the difference?
I've been disappointed that we maybe should have won 2 of them 3 draws, and we just lacked a little bit of quality in the final third. That's the type of stuff we've worked on in training. But I said to the players today that if we can just tidy that bit up, then I think we can really get into top 10, top 4, top wherever we want to get to, because we've got lots of quality in our team.
And very quickly, Colin, tonight is the pressure on Torquay?
Well, I mean they've had an up and down start, but they've got some very good players. Paul's a very good manager, and we've got to come here and any result will be good for us. But we're certainly here to try and win.
Thanks, Colin, very much.
Well, the York City fans who've made the long journey as well to Devon tonight are in good spirits because, of course, York City are one of only 2 unbeaten teams in the Blue Square Premier so far this season. Final preparations then inside the York City dressing room for Colin Walker. 2 wins and 3 draws so far. Tonight they take on Torquay, who've lost their last 3 games. It's a big night for Paul Buckle. What will happen? You will see the whole game live next. Well, we're just about ready to go. York City started this season with the added pressure of going so close last season. They were so strong at home, but they have lost their last 3 games, culminating in the Bank Holiday Monday defeat by 1 goal against Salisbury. They need their fans on side they need a win in any way, shape or form. But they were happy with that performance, if not the result, against Salisbury here on Monday. So it's an unchanged team tonight. That means that the former York City midfielder Nicky Rowe, who moved in the summer, is on the bench for Paul Buckle.
Yeah, the big change from the performance that we saw when we was here last time when they played Ebbsfleet really is at centre-half. They've got two out-and-out centre-halves, but the main thing for me that's going to make the difference this evening, I believe, is in centre midfield, where we've got Lee Mansell and Chris Hargreaves. Chris Hargreaves was one who's definitely going to get forward, look to get beyond Desane and Seals, and that will give them that little added agreement, just that added little bit, I should say, is just to make sure that they can actually get extra players in the box.
Well, York do change personnel and shape. The big boost is that they welcome back striker Daniel McBreen. He missed Monday with a knee injury. Ben Wilkinson is also back in the starting lineup for Colin Walker.
Team today, Michael Ingham in goal, a back four of Ben Perkins, Danny Parslow, Dave McGurk, Mark Robinson. Two City midfield players, Mark Greaves, Simon Rusk. Ben Wilkinson just ahead, trying to join in with Daniel McBreen up front. And Craig Farrell will hopefully try and get him in with Danny McBreen and Richard Brodie, who's just been called up for England, which is great for everybody. It's a shape that's suited as well. We're looking to get four forwards. We're not a one attack team. We're one player attacking the team. We're looking to get four going, and hopefully we can get another result like we have in the last five.
Big night for Torquay United. Experience is key, no more so than their skipper Chris Hargreaves. Over 600 appearances in his career, and he's back in his favoured central midfield role. The opposite captain has bags of experience as well. He scored the last time we featured York, the winner against Wrexham. He's won this division in the past, Mark Greaves, with Boston United. It may be early days, but such is the expectancy in Devon surrounding Torquay United that Paul Buckle needs a win from somewhere. He was pleased with the performance against Salisbury, and Torquay were actually applauded off the pitch despite losing by a goal to nil. Tonight he'd settle for any kind of scrappy win.
It will definitely take a scrappy win to start with. I know that sooner or later he's going to want performances, because that's what they set last season. They set fantastic standards last season. Just went a bit at the ends, but it was definitely more than what they expected they got in the ends. Just that the fans, they were so pleased with last season, they want the same again.
Well, Colin Walker along with Mark Cooper, the only two unbeaten managers so far after the first 5 games, such as the topsy-turvy nature of the Blue Square Premier. He has, though, drawn his last 3 games and was disappointed last time out in homes of Barrow 1-1. Our referee tonight, a regular on the Blue Square Premier circuit, Brendan Malone. And it will be York City in the blue shirts, unbeaten so far, to get us underway tonight on a lovely summer's evening, I'm delighted to report, in Devon. But it's a big evening for Torquay United. Just 4 points to show from the first 15. Not the start they wanted, not the start they expected. They need to get their season going, and it's probably not the fixture that they would have chosen in which to do that.
No, not at the moment. York has started very well, very solid compared to what they were last season. That's what Colin wanted to add to it from last season. At the moment in time, it's going very well for York. It's just that bit now which Colin says they need to get a few wins under their belt. Too many draws at the moment.
This is Ben Perkins in the right back position, looking for McBreen, headed away by Ellis. 2 new centre backs since we last saw them against Ebbsfleet. Chris Todd is injured, incidentally, missing with the groin injury he suffered in that game. Rusk to Robinson, now Greaves. That went straight to Tim Sills.
Well done, Robbo! Good boy, Robbo! Good boy!
Good play by Brodie. 2 goals in his last 2 games, and his form has resulted, as you heard Colin Walker say, in a very first call-up to the England C squad for their forthcoming game against Bosnia.
Yeah, the one thing about Brodie is that you are going to get sheer hard work. He'll keep going. You play him anywhere on the park and he'll work ever so hard for you.
Poke in the Torquay United goal, yet to keep a clean sheet this season on his season-long loan from Southampton. When he was here last year, he had 5 of them in the 6 games in which he played on loan. Mark Robinson, a former Torquay player, in the left-back position for York with the throw. Well, as always, let's get the early odds in case you fancy a flutter tonight. Blue Square's Alan Alger is with Rebecca.
He is indeed. Alan, the odds for us?
Well, we're trying to take money on Torquay for this game. Our traders don't fancy them. We're best priced at 6-5. York are 12-5. The draw's 12-5. And York are one of just over 20 unbeaten teams remaining in the top 5 divisions. And we make them 40-1 to be the last remaining team.
Oh, worth a shot. Thank you very much.
Interesting, as I'm sure the rest of this evening is going to be. Simon Rusk, Colin Walker's very first signing back in January. Flag was up late there against Brodie, and that's the way this York City system works. The wide players encouraged to get forward at every opportunity.
That's exactly right. He's onside as well. No doubt about it. He's onside, and he will run across that line. Brodie want to join in with McBreen. That's what Colin's looking for, and if they get on top of the game, it could cause problems for Torquay's defence.
Roscoe the save. Mansell back in that central midfield role alongside Hargreaves. Ellis. Now McBreen for York. Robinson. It's been a confident start by the visitors. And Lee Hodges heads that back to Poke. Lee Hodges, who has been preferred to Kevin Nicholson in the left-back position. He had 7 seasons with Plymouth. In fact, he played 27 times in the Championship last season before his summer move here.
He's a good player, Lee Hodges, very experienced. I just think he just might have to push in there on Craig Farrell. Can't afford to sit off of him. Got extra bodies in midfield. York, and they're going to have to squeeze players on. They can't afford York too much time in the centre of midfield.
Paul Buckle, who signed a new 2.5-year contract back in January when things were going so well, in charge for the 64th time for Torquay tonight. 34 victories under his belt, and the reverse here against Salisbury on Monday, his 20th defeat. All about a win at any cost for Torquay tonight. York have only conceded 4 goals in their 5 games so far. They're a difficult team to break down. Colin Walker has made them that way since succeeding Billy McEwen.
That's down to the system he's playing. He's definitely got a Mark Greaves who sits a little bit deeper. Then having a Ben Wilkinson as well just in front of the back 4 makes it very difficult. The thing now is just about York. Have they got enough to go, maybe go and score enough goals? Can they get forward in numbers if need be? Can they really squeeze the game up and get those extra bodies in midfield forward beyond the centre forward McBreen?
Colin Walker, who actually had 3 games on loan at Torquay as a player 21 years ago when he was at Sheffield Wednesday. Greaves won the second ball there, almost got past Steve Woods too. Cleared by Carlisle.
We've just seen a difference there in York. We've just seen Mark Greaves, one header and he followed it as well, but they will push on. Mark Greaves will run forward. I think any midfield player run forward knowing that there's other players in behind him to fill that hole he's leaving. Torquay have just got to get grips of it, try and get hold of the ball, trying to get a few passes in at the moment.
Wayne Carlisle. If you were the Torquay United manager tonight, Parks, I'm sure on your wish list ideally would just be an early goal to settle any nerves and apprehension.
That's exactly right. That's what I think everyone wants. I think they desperately need it. Torquay, Paul Buckle desperately needs it. Just definitely to settle the players and the fans as well. I think they need it. They'd love to see it. And then again, I think we'll start seeing a lot more noise at Plainmoor if Torquay can get that early goal.
cleared by Woods. Now Desane will chase this with Parslow. Exciting teenager who was on loan at Crawley last season. He's picked out Sills. He was looking for the run of Mansell. Cleared by Danny Parslow for York.
Well, the idea was good. Mustafa Carriol again got it wide. Good ball into Sills. Absolutely perfect. Just need that midfield player to run earlier.
The same was offside. It does bring pace to the Torquay United attack.
Certainly do. They do need pace as well. That's what he can. That's what he can give you. Desane a little bit lazy there. Never got out early enough. Comes back into play, but it started to play offside. Does add pace, but they were lacking when we last saw him against Ebbsfleet.
It's a Torquay throw. Ready to throw this long. Didn't reach Sills though, comfortably headed away by Greaves. And that's now a York City throw. Our special guest tonight, the Aldershot town manager Gary Waddick, who won this league last season. 8 minutes gone, Gary, what have you made of it so far?
Well, York has settled into it quite well. You know, they're a team obviously playing with confidence, and I think the formation that they've got here could cause Torquay 1 or 2 problems as the game develops.
You're down there on the benches. Can you feel a bit of anxiety and apprehension?
No, not at the moment. I think it's quite early, but as I said, York have settled in quite well. You know, obviously Torquay don't want to concede anything early on, but they look like a team that are playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, York.
Thanks, Gary. We'll be hearing from him throughout the evening, of course. And he was the Aldershot manager. Victory here last season. And it really was a 2-horse race between Aldershot and Torquay. Last minute Scott Davis goal took Aldershot 11 points clear and virtually clinched the title for them. Fortunately for Torquay, it was downhill all the way after that. Finished 3rd in the end, lost the FA Trophy final, and of course was this big Devon derby over 2 legs in the playoff semi-finals to the team that eventually went into the Football League, Exeter City. Although we should point out that in the first 13 games of last season, Exeter, who ended it in the Football League, remember, won only 4. So really after 5, it is very early days.
It is early, but there's a lot of people in football now start panicking, Steve. They start worrying about not getting enough points on the board early, start looking at league positions. That is the problem with football. People panic too early in the game.
Also that theory of hangover from the defeat in the playoffs, and their opponents, York City, most definitely suffered from that last season. Remember, the year before they'd finished 4th, lost in the semi-finals like Torquay did last year to Morecambe. And York City certainly did panic. The end result was Billy McEwen losing his job and Colin Walker taking over.
Yeah, it's been a success really, the way things have gone. For York at the moment in time, he's really built on what Billy left behind, and he's gone and added to it for this season. At the moment, things are going quite well for him.
Billy McEwen now, of course, in charge of Mansfield, relegated from the Football League last season. And he returns to York with them next Tuesday, and you will see that live here on Setanta Sports. Hargreaves for Torquay. Robertson. Hodges.
Still not flowing at the moment for Torquay. Just that little bit in the centre part. They need to get themselves sorted. Mansell and Hargreaves get their positions sorted out, and who's going to make the runs forward, who's going to sit a little bit deeper and try and take the ball off the wide players, and even try and bring the wide players into the game.
Sane lost out there. Mansell and Chris Hargreaves both played in the back 4 last time we saw Torquay restored to the centre of midfield tonight.
We just need them to use experience, get on the ball, and I think where the game can be won for Torquay, they just get the ball wide to Mustafa Carriol and to Wayne Carlisle, get them wide and further up the park, They're very narrow, York, the way they play, and they love you coming inside into their strength. If you go wide, it will cause problems.
Now Dessane trying to cause a problem, couldn't bring him under control. Comfortable for Michael Ingham in the York City goal in the end.
Again, it's another long ball going towards Dessane. It's a good idea by Lee Hodges, but again, you see he's on his own. Couldn't get the first touch. Would have been a good one. Had to be a really good one, I should say, if he could have got anything from it. But need to get more players forward. They're at home. Got to get bodies forward.
Greaves. Rusk. Now Brodie. That's cleared by Ellis. City throw.
Just a little jitter at the back there for Torquay. You have to remember, new back four, only their second time together this season.
Whistle had already gone.
Just seeing, I just initially thought it was a foul. Definitely not offside. It must have been a foul just in there. But Breen's just shoving Hargreaves in the back. That's what he's giving it for.
Cleared by Perkis. Wants his team to be bright, Paul Buckle. Play like they did on Monday. It's been a bright start by the visitors, you have to say.
It's been a bright start by the visitors. That wasn't a foul there by Ellis. I thought that was a good challenge. Just he's chasing the ball into the corner. He's going with Farrell. Got a good contact on the ball. Good defending that was. Poor decision by the assistant referee.
Ben Perkis is going to deliver. Plenty of bodies in there. Greaves at the back post, where he can be dangerous, and where he was, of course, against Wrexham when he headed the winner.
He's a dangerous player. Balls in and around in that box. Every chance that Mark Greaves will be in and around it, and certainly was then. Just a little bit too high for him, couldn't get it down, but just got to keep an eye on him, got to get a block to stop him getting runs.
I think he likes playing Torquay in his career, Mark Greaves. 12th time he's faced them. He's only ever lost once. He's in a Hull City shirt. Torquay have got to be wary of him from set plays.
Certainly have. They're just looking around and thinking to themselves, who can handle him? It's only Chris Hargreaves for me. The out and out strong header who can handle him from dead ball situations.
Perkis. Forward by Rusk. Wilkinson's header. This is promising. Brodie. There's plenty of blue shirts forward here. Brodie decided to go for the curling effort.
I don't think anyone was expecting that from Richard Brodie. Thought he'd overdone it. Thought he had too many touches. Thought he could have just gone square with it, but he had other ideas. He's playing with confidence. That's the reason why he's got in the England squad. He's unlucky in the end. Just couldn't get his foot around it enough. Went about 1.5 yards wide. That says it all at the moment. He knows it was close. Colin Walker, he has to applaud him because that was good play.
Well, he scored in each of his last 2 games, Richard Brodie. Adding to the 10 goals he got in the Blue Square Premier for York last season. And you can see that he's a player high on confidence at the moment.
Saw a lot of good bits about him last season when we went up there and watched York. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of endeavour. Just that little final bit at the end that let Richard Brodie down. I think Colin Walker's added a little bit different to him.
Robertson's free kick for Torquay. Robinson, a former Torquay player. Rusk. Almost finding Wilkinson. This is the same for the home side. Still Roscoe the same. That was Brodie back doing the less glamorous work.
Steen does the ugly work, that one. He's had to do it. Desane's on his own again. Not enough bodies getting forward for Torquay in and around the ball.
Robertson's throw, comfortably dealt with by McGurk. Woods looking for Hargreaves in a forward position here. And he's won Torquay United a corner.
He's won that, he's got that as well, Chris Hargreaves, just for the endeavour of getting forward. We never saw that here against Ebbsfleet, a midfield player making a run into the box like that. It's a good ball picked out by Steve Woods.
And it's going to be the left foot of Lee Hodges to deliver this corner. Towards Ellis and Sills, away by Parslow, back in by Carriol, and foul by Steve Woods.
Needless foul as well. He's never going to get on the end of it. Must be Carriol was just running past him as well, would have picked up the pieces.
Torquay's longest serving player, 7 years at the club, 2 relegations and a promotion in that time. Just his second appearance of the season so far. Forward by Rusk, touched by Wilkinson. A strong challenge between McBreen and Ellis.
Big strong challenge, but it come off McBreen. That's what they're not happy about. Torquay definitely come off of him.
Rusk looking towards Farrell, and that's a goal kick to Torquay. "19 minutes gone." Let's find out what Paul Buckle's thinking with Rebecca.
Are they carrying out your game plan, Paul?
Yeah, York are a good side in possession. They're playing 4-5-1, and we've got to be patient, you know. We've had a couple of good opportunities to score. Just Roscoe nearly got on the end of one in the corner there at the 2 minutes ago. But it's even Stevens at the moment.
You're getting frustrated with some of the officials.
Oh, that's our ball. But there you go. Yeah, there you go. It's only passion.
Thanks.
Will the players get that from the manager? This is Carlisle. Wanted it back from Hargreaves. Still Carlisle. Sills. The same was onside, and it was good goalkeeping by Ingham.
It was good goalkeeping by Ingham as well. He was onside. Desane. That's the first bit of good football we've seen. It was involving Wayne Carlisle as well. Good ball touched back to him by Hargreaves, and it was a little flick on there by Sills. It was just unlucky in the end.
McBreen to Wilkinson, just gone out of play. Well, they won't worry who scores it, how it comes about, but Torquay would just welcome a goal in any way, shape or form.
Yeah, but that was good what we saw in there. There was enough players around there to keep the ball alive. And that's what they have to do. They have to get bodies forward, and that will keep the ball alive in and around that York box.
Carriol. Woods is looking for Carlisle. Mustafa Carriol again, straight into Ben Perkis. Torquay not happy as it's gone York City's way.
It seems at the moment McBreen seems to be getting throw-ins when he kicks the ball out himself. That's the second time it's happened.
Brodie. He did play as the central striker on Monday. Richard Brodie, his more natural position, and scored because of the injury to Daniel McBreen, but being asked to fill that void again on the left today after the sale of Martin Wolford to Scunthorpe.
And he's causing a problem for Chris Robinson.
Sane is going to chase that again. Ingham out of his box and out of play.
He's making a difference, Desane, that ball over the top. You can always gamble. That's what you've got to do. And when you've got the pace of Roscoe Desane up front, you can afford to put those balls in behind to stretch. But if you do stretch teams, the midfield players have got to squeeze up. That starts from the back. Back players have got to push the midfield players on.
Chris Robertson with the throw. Desane. He's run the corner.
Norman, he deserves to win that. He's working hard up there. Just needs maybe Tim Sills to help him. Every time he gets the ball, Desane, he's on his own a lot. And at the moment, they can really build off him because he's certainly in the game. 2 corners to Torquay, none to York. Well, that says they're putting some pressure on.
Can they make anything from this? In from Hodges again. Michael Ingham is 6'4".
He made a good decision to come early, and he certainly caught it really high. I think he took a whack in the ribs as well as he done it. I'm sure he expects that as a goalkeeper. It's not unexpected to us. It's Tim Sills involved with the goalkeeper as well.
Well, we've heard from Paul Buckle. Let's get the opinions of his opposite number, Colin Walker, with Rebecca.
Colin, do you feel that you started the brighter, but maybe in the last couple of minutes they've come slightly back into
they've
it?
just had the last little bit there, but I think we've been the brighter team. The team looks like to score, but we've got to be aware of their threat because they've got good players on the pitch. But I think we've started really well, and I'm really pleased how we're going.
Thanks, Colin.
Fair assessment, Parks?
Yeah, I think that's fair, very fair what he said. They are just slightly getting a little bit better. Torquay need to bring in Carriol a little bit more. Maybe just needs a little bit of a confidence boost. Carriol, a little bit of a run.
Ooh, Woods had to make that, and then it was a desperate header by Robertson as Pope came out very nearly. A mistake there, which resulted in something for York.
Yeah, a little hopeful ball into the area. Caught out of position there, Woods, but it's about Robertson. Robertson come across from right back to fill that gap in behind. That's good positional play.
Rusk's corner, Hargreaves away. Now Perkis. Floated that in towards McBreen, came back out to Robinson. Away by Ellis, Farrell was lurking. McGurk. Long one from McBreen to chase. It was too strong for him. Well, the big games just keep on coming here on Setanta Sports. On Sunday, it's the first Old Firm of the season. Celtic against Rangers on 1 from 11:30. And then those players go and join up with the Scottish national squad for George Burley's first competitive game in charge. The World Cup qualifier in Macedonia is live only here on Setanta Sports 1 on the 6th of September. Mark Ellis' second appearance of the season, still only 19, the former Plymouth, Exeter and Bolton player. Michael Brough, incidentally, the signing from Forest Green. He's only had one outing. He's amongst the substitutes again tonight. Here's Desane. Space. Good save by Ingham. Can Carriol get there? It's come back to Hargreaves. Looking for Desane again. The offside flag was up. First real chance of the night, and he knows it.
Oh, it was a fantastic chance, most open chance of the night, and you want it to go to somebody like Roscoe Desane, straight through the middle. Sheer pace took him through. It was just a finish at the end. It was just lacking straight at Ingham. Carriol lets it run to Hargreaves, and it's lazy again, getting up as well. Desane, he's one caught offside. Sills couldn't reach it, but it's then just a little bit lucky. It's about Mansell. Mansell won the challenge to put him through. Never really got a clean strike, and it lacking confidence with the finish. He knows that's an opportunity for him. That's what he wanted, and that's what Torquay needed.
They've only scored 4 goals in their 5 games so far this season. None yet tonight. Remember, last season, along with Exeter, the joint top scorers in the entire division with 83 goals. And here's their top scorer from last year, Sills. He got 22 of them. Was actually left on the bench when they went to Crawley. Returned at half-time and has been back in the starting lineup ever since.
He just knows if Tim Sills can have a 1-against-1, there's every chance he would score it.
Another long throw opportunity. Nicholson, of course, is normally the man who throws them. The left back, not playing tonight. Away by Wilkinson for York. Good play by Carlisle. Couldn't find a Torquay player with it though.
It's a shame really that he's having to run back, Wayne Carlisle. I'd like to see him run forward.
Forward by Rusk for York. Away by Woods. Colin Walker in his first managerial job, his 42nd game in charge of York tonight. He's only lost 9 of them. Remember when he took over originally from Billy McEwen, York City were unbeaten in 17 games in all competitions. Tailed off to finish in 14th last season. Not quite sure what that was from Carriol.
He had the opportunity to get his touch on the ball early and get at Ben Perkis. Didn't take the opportunity. Tried to go knock it across the park, but again it was wasted. Could have gone short to Hargreaves. Just got to get more touches of the ball, Torquay, and try and drag out this York defence. Back forward, just staying in the channels.
Huge clearance by the Torquay goalkeeper Michael Poke.
Hang on! Yes, Robert!
Comfortably through to him again. The 22-year-old. Flick from Sills. Parslow in ahead of Desai. Carlisle on side, behind that, and then Mansell swung his foot with no connection.
It was just about Simon Russ. Simon Russ just got in front of him. And the ball's just looped out wide. Goes to Carlisle. He knocks it in first time, and just as he goes to strike at Lee Mansell, Simon Russ comes back and does a good covering job and just gets his toe to go back to Ingham.
Woods with the clearance.
That's what we saw a lot of last season from Tim Sills and Lee Phillips. They were closing down full-backs and centre-half every time the ball went into them. Never made it easy for back four players, but they need to get back to that, Torquay.
York City's 23rd league visit here to Plainmoor. They've won 9 of them, but only once in their last 11 visits. That was back in August 2001 when this was a Football League fixture. The reason for the pressure and level of expectancy in these parts is it's easy to forget. Just 3.5 years ago, Torquay United were in League One under Leroy Rossignol.
Yeah, it's a football-starved part of the country.
Here's Rusk for York. And of course, have a huge Football League history themselves. Their 5th consecutive season in this division. As they look to return to the Football League. Closest they've come under Billy McEwen when they finished 4th and lost to Morecambe in the playoffs. Hargreaves. Paul Buckle screaming for a free kick. He's got it in the end.
It's better from Chris Hargreaves. Ball went forward, he pushed on, picked up the pieces.
Let's talk to our special guest tonight, a man who knows what it's like to win at Plainmoor and indeed win the Blue Square Premier. Gary Waddiker's with it. What are your thoughts at the moment, Gary?
Well, Roscoe Desane had a fantastic opportunity to put Torquay 1 up, and you know, a confident Roscoe Desane will probably put that away. But you know, the central midfield 2 for Torquay have stepped on, which has got Torquay really back into the game. You know, they're picking up bits and pieces now in the middle of the park, so they've got themselves back into the game.
Have you been impressed by York as well?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they've moved the ball around really well, and as I said earlier, they're a team that are full of confidence, and everybody's available and making angles to receive it. So yeah, I've been impressed with them.
Gary Waddock, the man who led Aldershot into the Football League as the champions of this division last season. And a game that really clinched it for them in March. The victory here against Torquay, who were then in second. What Paul Buckle would give to be in Gary Waddock's position in 12 months' time. Many of the managers, it's their target. Some more realistic than others, some with more pressure than others. And as I say, 3.5 years ago, this club were in League One under Leroy Rossignol.
A moment in time they'll just take to be back in the Football League. Just back in Division 2 they'll take.
For a flag that didn't arrive. It's Brodie, then it's Farrell. Referee says play on.
Just a shame that Richard Brodie hasn't got a right foot. He might have been able to take it a bit earlier than what he did. Just a shame really, Desane isn't really getting... He's had one opportunity, haven't he? He's not really getting a lot of bits to actually chew on. Richard Brodie had a good opportunity. If he had taken it early, I think there were shouts of him being offside.
3 forward here for York. This is Wilkinson. He's looking for McBreen. Cleared in the end by Ellis for Torquay. Mansell. Desane onside, but on his own at the moment, waiting for some support. Carlisle offers that. Greaves missed the first header. Mansell trying to win the second ball. This is Carriol. Gets it back from Sills. Early ball in. Away by Parslow. And that's too strong, frustratingly, for Wayne Carlisle.
Just seeing Brodie again. He just makes a run in his left and he's onside. Steve Woods again, not doing the defending job properly, took the easy way out trying to play offside. Just a shame that Richard Brodie just hasn't got the right foot to really drive down at Michael Pope, but he didn't. Try to come inside and then throws himself trying to earn a penalty.
Given away by Carlisle. Goes all the way back for his goalkeeper, but it's nowhere near Michael Pope. Just maybe again the signs of some anxiety.
I think there's a lot of signs, and that was a definite one there from Wayne Carlisle. No need to do that. Sheer frustration forced him to do that. No need at all. 10 yards over his halfway line, knocking it back to the goalkeeper. It's not really what Paul Buckle's looking for. Need to do something to lift the fans.
City corner towards McGurk, came back out to Robinson, and his shot against his former club was nowhere near troubling Michael Pope. But if York City had got anything from that set piece, Paul Buckle would have been furious.
Oh, he certainly would have done. I'm sure he mentioned something to Wayne Carlisle as well, and you see Colin Walker, he knows that he's been on top in quite a few minutes of this game so far, but they haven't made enough, haven't worked Michael Pope in the goal at all. That's what he wants his players to do. They're not working the goalkeeper.
Something Torquay have done once. The best chance of the half falling to Roscoe Desane. His 4th appearance of the season. set-piece opportunity now for the home side. Robertson is forward. Towards the Scotsman, Desane got a touch.
Not a good free kick that at all, really, to be honest. He's tried to flick it on Roscoe Desane. He's always going to be too powerful. I think he knows as well, Paul Buckle hasn't really gone. There was a few bright spots, but there's not been enough, not enough good periods.
I mentioned that Torquay were applauded off on Monday. Fans at the moment making plenty of noise, very much behind their team. York City trying to change that if York scored a goal. Just how much would it change the complexion of the game and also the mood around Plainmoor? Here's Desane. He's won a throw in the end. Matt Green and Elliot Benyon both on the substitutes bench for Torquay. It did remain goalless as the game went on. All mistake there. This is Carriol. And still. And then he'll be disappointed with that effort.
It was a poor effort in the end. Not a lot he could do with it. Perkis done well, didn't really dive in it. I mean, there was a miss there by Russ. See Ben Perkis stays in his feet, doesn't dive in, asks questions of Carriol. He found the answer. Not good enough.
Reminder on the bottom of your screen of all our up-and-coming games in the Blue Square Premier next month. As I mentioned, Billy McEwen going back to York. Torquay we feature a week tonight. First look at Rushden as well. And Burton. Oxford-Cambridge, a huge fixture. And also Stevenage, who are without a victory as well. All in September here on Setanta Sports. Seals with the flick. There was no flag.
Again, we see that there was no flag. Roscoe Desane made no attempt to get the ball, but he's making runs, but he's not looking to get back on side again. There's always an opportunity the ball can come back. I don't think he's really believing that Roscoe Desane. He makes that one run, he's not looking to make the second run.
Ellis trying to pick out Carlisle. Robinson won the header. Now Desane. Mansell's got forward here. It's Mansell! Right across the face of goal.
That's better. It was a third man run, and that's what you need. Ball goes into him. Lovely little ball into him by Robertson, just into his feet, and he sees the run of Mansell. Lovely little improvisation, flicking over his head. Good strike it was as well by Lee Mansell. Just a shame it wasn't on target. I don't think Ingram would have been anywhere near it. Good power, just lacking direction. Definitely the best bit of play by Torquay so far in this half.
York City have had more possession, but Torquay have had the better chances.
Certainly have, and that'd be worrying a little bit for Colin. He knows they've got decent control in that middle of the park. They've got more men in there than what Torquay have. They've got to make more opportunities in the final third. That's what they're lacking at the moment.
Brodie. Wilkinson. Brodie speaking to the referee, thought he was fouled off the ball there. A few words taking place between Brodie and Robertson, who are going to clash again here, and that's the result of it.
I think that was silly by Chris Robinson. He got away with the first one, and I think he got caught up with Richard Brodie, and it was a silly challenge. No need to do it. No need to do that for Chris Robertson. Lucky he hasn't been booked for it, really. It was his second one.
Yet to have a yellow card in this first half, and yet to have a goal as well. And under the new regime, it's the captains that get spoken to. Mark Greaves just being told by Brendan Malone there about the back chat of young Richard Brodie.
He's done well, he's earned the foul. He's had a little word with Robertson, and Robertson's bit kicked him. He's earned the free kick.
Here comes the free kick. Away by Tim Sills, of all people. Goes low. Bounded off with Green. And Pope will finally gather.
Then we see Tim Sills back doing defending. Nearly made a mistake. In the end, it took Michael Pope to sort it out, but I'm sure a lot of Torquay fans would rather see Tim Sills up the other end, causing problems in the opponent's box.
Flipped by Hargreaves, cleared by Perkis. And then by McGurk. Scored an own goal against North, which David McGurk, never present in the Blue Square Premier last season for York City. Away second time by Brodie. The save. Mansell with the miss kick. Here's for handball not given. Wilkinson thought he'd been fouled there. The referee didn't agree. There's the work rate from York City again. Craig Farrell on that occasion down this right-hand side.
Yeah, that's what we've seen. It's all about Farrell. A lot of people like to see him up there. Man can score goals. It's just not getting far enough forward to get the opportunities.
Away by Woods. Hargreaves is possessed by Rusk. Sills to Carriol, to Desane.
Yeah, everything was good about that. It's just lacking a touch. Roscoe Desane, he would have in 1-against-1 situation with Ben Perkis. If he gets the touch inside, he had a great opportunity to go at goal.
Ellis inside the last 30 seconds of the first half at Plainmoor, and it's still a goalless first half. Unbeaten York City, Torquay with 1 win in 5 and 3 straight defeats behind them. Away by Greaves. Back by Ellis. Just a minute of time to add on at the end of the first half. And it's a scoreline that will please York City more than Torquay United. Carry on. Desane missed it. Here's Sills. Carriol. He was put under pressure by Farrell.
Well, at least he's had a go. First time we've really seen Carriol be positive. And that's what he's done in a strike, trying to catch Ingram at his near post, about 1.5 yards wide. It's made him move the goalkeeper though. Certainly caught him out with that one.
He was part of the Crawley side last season that beat York by 6 goals to 1. But it's goalless here at the break, and a big night for Paul Buckle and Torquay United. 3 straight defeats. It's a stalemate at half-time. York City with 3 straight draws in their last 3 games have had more possession, but the better chances have fallen to Torquay United. The best of the lot, Roscoe de saying he couldn't take it. Blue tip challenge and the thoughts of Gary Waddock are next.